And welcome back to Zanpakuto Theory Video. And today we are talking about the possible Bankai for the former lieutenant of the 13th Division, Kaien Shiba, and his Zanpakuto Nejibana. Now, we learned what his Zanpakuto actually was, thanks to Ainero. Oh god, that last name's gonna be, Arui? Onero. I know his first name. We learned what it was from Onero. And he was actually considered to be, by the time he entered the Shinigami Academy, he was already had the spiritual energy comparable to a lieutenant. So, truth be told, when he became a lieutenant, it's very likely he was actually near a captain level, because he clearly only got stronger from there. Now, Nejibana is one of those examples of a Zanpakuto name that doesn't translate to the ability of the sword. The name Nejibana is apparently, roughly speaking, translates to either Spirinanthes, which is a type of flower, or twisted flower. But obviously that's not what the Zanpakuto's ability does. The Zanpakuto, first off, its command is, depending on your translation, either surge, water, and heaven, or rage through the seas in the heavens. I like surge, water, and heaven better. It's simpler, but don't give me rage through the seas and the heavens. It's not bad, but surge, water, and heaven. That I think just rolls off the tongue better. It has a bit more of a oomph. It turns it basically into a trident. It's actually a trident with apparently a crystalline appearance. And it bears a horsehair tassel, though it's blue instead of traditional red. Similar to the two side blades are straight with concave edges, as opposed to the usual crescent blade of the Bijman Yari. The end of the Nejibana turns into a corkscrew shape. Water flows freely from both ends of the trident, so kind of whatever. Now, that being said, its ability lies in manipulation of water. Being hit with it is reminiscent of being hit by crashing waves, and water constantly flows from it and surrounds the area. Nejibana's tip is constantly flowing with water with every arc and slash, and crushing blow creates large waves. So it's a water manipulating Zanpakuto and creating Zanpakuto. The thing about that actually though is, when you think on all like the elemental type Zanpakutos, we almost have no water type Zanpakutos. Now, Hitsugai's Hyorimaru is a water and ice type, but let's be honest, it's an ice type. But apart from Nejibana, I can't think of any Zanpakuto save for Hollybells. What was the crab-based Iran card that worked on the Barigon? I can't remember his name. He had a semi-water based Zanpakuto, but they were a Iran card, not quite the same thing. In terms of Shinigami Zanpakutos, there aren't any other water-based Zanpakutos. I think we should have seen at least another water-type Zanpakuto. We had one lightning-based Zanpakuto. In fact, we also needed another lightning-based Zanpakuto, I realized. Like I said in my Yoruichi Zanpakuto theory, I think hers is a lightning-based Zanpakuto. Would have really liked to see another lightning-based one. Definitely need another water. There aren't really many wind-based either, now I think about it. Although, you can make an argument that Shinsui's has wind-based elements, but that's not what it does. Kensei's is kind of wind-based, but yeah, there aren't, for all the talk of elemental-type Zanpakuto, there really aren't a lot of them, now that I think about it. There's actually a lot more fire types than anything else. There are also no earth-based types, except for one in the filler, which we'll eventually talk about. Either way, we don't have many water-based Zanpakuto to go off of. So, we don't really have a great idea of what this Zanpakuto could, at least in terms of comparing it to others, what the Zanpakuto's Bankai could be. First off, we have to ask the question, do we think the sword, do we think the Shikai would change? Do we think the trident would change? Would it change its shape? Because a lot of the time a Bankai will change shape from the Shikai. Ichigo's is a perfect example of that. Mayuri's is another prime example of that one. That being said, depending on the ability of the the sword, that's not always the case. Look at Ryujin Jakata's Zakanotachi. The blade actually doesn't change at all. Benihime to Kananbirake Benihime Atarame. Shikai doesn't actually change at all. Shunsui's, Tozens, a lot of the Keto-based ones, their Bankais don't change the shape of the sword at all. Hitsugai's really doesn't change at all. It's an elemental type. Gonryo Amaru's did. So I guess the question here is, do we believe that this one will change the shape of the Zanpakuto? There's two ways I think I can look at this. And really, both of them just involve this more or less same effect, but done in a different way. His Bankai I think, makes a gigantic amount of water, like a tsunami type level of water. Because it's clear Shikai didn't do this. Shikai made a lot of water and very formidable, but it's clear that his Bankai would more than likely just make a ass ton more water. But the question I have here is, does he still command his blade in the Shikai? Or in the Bankai? Like a Tozen or a Benihime? Or Ohara, I should say. Or does he lose his blade completely? The blade turned the water, he's now just manipulating it, aka a Zenpon Zakura. Kagayoshi. That's a good question. I will say this, given the type of person he seems to be, he seemed to be a very capable fighter. And I'm not talking about Yanyero as Kaien, but Kaien in general. He seemed to be a very capable fighter. I would say it's very likely he still keeps his blade. I think he keeps his blade, but he still has basically the ability to manipulate, the giant tsunami of water. It's very possible his might have actually been the strongest water type Zanpakuto, because we have Ryujin Chikai, the strongest fire type Zanpakuto, Hyorimaru, the strongest ice type Zanpakuto. It's clear that there's gotta be elemental Zanpakutos that are the strongest of their element as well. Strongest lightning, strongest earth, strongest water, strongest air. There's probably a darkness one and a light one. We know Maki in the OC. What's that his name? Anyway, the guy from the Bound Arc that hated Kenpachi, and who Kenpachi killed thoroughly. We know that he had a light type Zanpakuto. Admittedly, that's filler, but still. We know those types of Zanpakutos probably exist. So ultimately, yeah, it might have been the strongest water type Zanpakuto. We just don't know. I'm sure there are plenty of fan-made Zanpakuto that fit those elements. Like, if I were to have an elemental type Zanpakuto, assuming whatever my Zanpakuto would have been, honestly, I've always liked the idea, because it's said that Zanpakuto aren't allowed to control two opposing elements, like you can't control water and fire, but I've never really heard a reason for that. In fact, you know what? Because I pretty much said my piece on what I think about the Bankai for Kaien Shiba. I think he just creates a large amount of water is what he does. So, hold on one second here. Okay, Zanpakuto. Where is the Zanpakuto? Okay, I need Zanpakuto in terms of the actual universe, location terms, items, techniques, terms, not Zanjutsu. I need there we go. Give me a second, because I want to know something real. We're pretty much just going by now. I think words here. We're done pretty much with the video. I think he controls a giant amount of water and turns into it like a tower. So anyway, the Zanpakuto. Let's see here. Zanpakuto facts. Hold on one second. Now, here's the thing. I know that a Shikai and a Bankai can't be a different ability. Like, you can't control water in a Shikai and fire in a Bankai. That's not the case. Yeah, because they're part of Broken Soul, Zanpakuto cannot be replaced, though it will slowly regenerate if broken. The only thing that can heal broken, unless it's in Bankai. So it reflects its power. Every Zanpakuto has its own name, which each wielder must learn. Zanpakuto determines wielder worthy of his power. Zanpakuto possess their own Ryatsu. It's possible for Shinigami to lose harmony with their Zanpakuto. No matter what form or size, it's virtually effortless for its opponent wielder to wield it. No Zanpakuto in existence has a Shikai or Bankai with unrelated abilities. And this is the last. A Zanpakuto cannot use elemental attacks on more than one element. Why is that? Why is that a stipulation? Like for instance, when eventually, and I mean eventually, I get to what if Naruto had a Zanpakuto. First off, I can literally I could probably until the end of my days, almost, not end of my days, but I could probably for the next several years make just all those videos, but with Naruto wielding each and every different Zanpakuto. And let me be clear, I eventually will. But I have made Naruto's own Zanpakuto. Spoilers, I'm not saying exactly what it does. It does control more than one element, but the thing is, there's a reason it does that. Because it's not necessarily controlling more than one element. It's controlling a facet of something that controls more than one element. The point being is that I actually don't understand why that's the case. Why a Zanpakuto can't use more than one element. I mean, for instance, if you're controlling a Zanpakuto that can control magma, theoretically you're controlling a Zanpakuto that's controlling earth and fire all at once. So I've never understood that, and quite frankly, I don't adhere to that. Maybe it's just that we never once saw a Zanpakuto that could do that, but that doesn't mean jack, quite frankly. And then, of course, there are many different types of Zanpakutos: Keto, Melee, Elemental types. Let's see here, Poison types. Let's see here. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, there's a Fire type. Yeah, 2 different Ice types. 3 different fire types. Why? There's 4 different Dara types. Yeah, Ishin's and Getsu is a fire type. What the hell? Maybe it's not a fire type. Maybe it's something else. There's wind type. Tachikaze is a wind type. Nejibana is the only water type. Lightning type. Goniyoromaru. Darkness type. Ichimonji's is a darkness type. And then there's God knows how many unclassified types. But either way, that is... Sorry, we're going off on that a little bit. Yeah, I don't agree with that not controlling more than 2 elements. Again, when I get around to Naruto having a Zanpakuto, you'll understand why I, spoiler, gave him one that actually has 2 elements. So, anyway. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll get to a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything to do with the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll be back a little bit with who would win and the next part of the 20 Strongest Shinigami. Kevin Class Shinigami video series. So later.